How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Lead Therapy. And thank you so very much for taking time to tune into my video. And I'd like to say I really appreciate everybody's support with the channel. Canada just got one step closer of a total ban on gun ownership. Canada is further down the path towards a total ban on gun ownership than we are here in the United States, with the Trudeau government imposing an outright ban on most semi-automatic rifles and freezing the sale of handguns across the country. In fact, things are progressing so rapidly with our neighbor to the north that anti-gun politicians and their activist allies are now so emboldened, they're going after commonly owned hunting rifles and shotguns, despite repeatedly claiming that hunters had nothing to fear. Last week, the Liberal government introduced several last-minute amendments to C-21, the sweeping gun control bill that's already started to be implemented thanks to Trudeau's use of Canadians' version of an executive order. These new amendments would wrap up many common hunting rifles in the existing ban, and Conservatives rightfully objected to the late additions given their impact. The amendment adds long guns to the ban list in 4 different ways. First, it has a clause that would effectively ban any rifle or shotgun that could potentially accept a magazine with more than 5 rounds, whether or not it has such a magazine. Critics say that includes many rifles designed for hunters, not soldiers. The list also names guns that fall afoul, nominally intended to ban powerful military weapons such as .50 caliber, sniper rifles, and mortars. One rule bans long guns that can generate more than 10,000 joules of energy, and the other bans guns with a muzzle wider than 20 millimeters. Critics say those rules will ban everything from antique blunderbusses to the 9 o'clock gun in Vancouver's Stanley Park. Last, the amendment prohibits by name a large number of semi-automatic firearms that do not have detachable magazines and don't meet the definition of an assault-style firearm or infringe on the other 2 rules, but which the government wants to ban anyway. They include a number of long guns in wide use by Canadian hunters. The simple truth is that the gun prohibitionists, there is no acceptable gun, not an AR-15, a Glock 19, a Winchester repeating rifle, or even a single-shot black powder muzzleloader. The true believers will try to ban every gun they can, and right now Canadian activists are feeling pretty emboldened. The reaction, however, has been loud and widespread, enough that Trudeau and his Minister of Public Safety are now trying to put some daylight between themselves and the amendments. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says he is listening to concerns that some of the firearms that his government is trying to ban are in fact used more for hunting. The remarks at a press conference in Ontario suggest that Trudeau is shifting his tone on a piece of gun control legislation being studied by members of Parliament. Opposition Conservatives say the proposed definition would bar some firearms used for hunting, which has prompted Public Safety Minister Marco Mendicino to say that it's not the government's intention, and accused Tory MPs of fear-mongering. Anybody want to bet that supposedly after listening to the concerns, Trudeau decides to move ahead with the amendment version of C-21 regardless? There is no right to keep and bear arms in Canada's Constitution, so the Prime Minister doesn't even have to bother with paying lip service to respecting anyone's rights here. It's suspected, though, that Trudeau's just going to ride out this particular news cycle without C-21, seeing any substantive changes in Parliament, and with this country's peaceable gun owners still being blamed for the actions of violent criminals. It's very unfortunate what the gun owners in Canada are going through. Even though there is no Second Amendment in Canadians' Constitution, people have the right to protect themselves. And until the people of Canada stand up to Justin Trudeau and his party, and or in the next election vote this tyrant out, sooner or later, and most likely sooner, no one in Canada will own any firearms. And always, I would like to hear your thoughts about the story in the comment section down below. And if you guys could please help the channel out by liking, sharing, and subscribing and hitting those post notifications, I really would appreciate it. And I hope to see you guys in the next video.